Hey friends, and welcome back to the NeuroSpicy Mom Pod. I'm your host, Austin Marie, and this is your cozy corner of the internet where we say the quiet parts out loud, honor what's hard, and figure out how to move through your life in ways that actually work for our spicy brains. Real quick, if you haven't already, please go ahead and follow the show, tap subscribe, leave a review, or share this with a friend. This podcast is independent, community-rooted, and built on nervous system safe storytelling, and every single tap of support helps it reach more people who need it. So today we're talking about transitions, that weird late summer shift where things start speeding up, school's starting, work is picking up, schedules are tightening, and if your nervous system is like mine, it's already yelling, too much, too fast. Whether you're getting your kids ready to start school again or you're reparenting yourself and trying to show up for work life or a new structure, this season can be a lot. In this episode, we're going to talk about why these transitions hit so hard for neurodivergent brains and how we can support ourselves and our kiddos through it without burnout, without shame, and without selling ourselves out for some version of productivity we never signed up for. Let's start by naming the thing. Transitions are inherently dysregulating for neurodivergent brains. They involve change, unpredictability, a loss of control, and often a whole new set of expectations. Whether it's a new school year, a new work schedule, or just shifting from summer flow to fall structure, your brain is doing a lot of recalibrating. And here's the part we don't talk about enough. For a lot of us, especially if we were undiagnosed as kids, transitions were met with consequences, not support. If you were punished for meltdowns, if you were rushed through emotional goodbyes or expected to just be fine in new environments, if the adults around you responded with discipline instead of co-regulation, then your brain started to associate transitions with danger. This is your nervous system doing exactly what it was designed to do. It remembers past experiences and prepares for future ones based on what's familiar, not what's safe. So now, even if you know consciously that something isn't dangerous, your amygdala, which is your brain's fear center, may still interpret that change as a threat. That's where the anxiety comes from. It's not you being overdramatic. It's not you being bad at adulting. It's literally your nervous system lighting up in protection mode because it remembers a time when change meant shame, confusion, or punishment instead of help. And the more your nervous system had to go at it alone as a kid, the harder it is to trust that a new situation will be safe now. But here's the good news. That anxiety response is not a life sentence. It's a message. It's your body saying something feels uncertain. Can you help me through this gently this time? And you can, with tools, with awareness, with compassion, not with consequences. Now let's talk about what this actually looks like when you're the parent trying to help a neurodivergent kid through all of these transitions. First of all, if your child is having a hard time right now, you want to hear this. You're not alone. New routines, different sensory environments, unfamiliar adults, classroom expectations. It is so much for their nervous system to process. And if it feels like every morning is a battle, or if you're already seeing more meltdowns, shutdowns, resistance, please let me say this clearly. They're not being dramatic. They're not being defiant. They're trying to feel safe. Here's what's going on underneath that behavior. Neurodivergent kids, especially those with sensory sensitivities or anxiety, often live in a state of heightened alertness. Their nervous system is always scanning for danger. And when a transition happens, even something small like time to get dressed or we have to leave now, their body can interpret that as a sudden loss of control, a threat. So when they yell, cry, refuse to move, or completely shut down, they're not trying to be bad. Their prefrontal cortex, that part of the brain which is responsible for logic, decision-making, and impulse control, it's completely offline. They're not in a place where their brain can hear reason. They're in a place where their body is trying to survive something it interprets as dangerous, even if we know that it's not. That's not a discipline issue. That's a dysregulated nervous system. So what actually helps in these moments? It's not forcing compliance. It's not demanding calm. It's building safety. Sometimes that means offering a simple visual schedule, even if it's just a piece of paper with wake up, get dressed, eat, go to school. Their brains crave predictability. A little visual map can do more than 100 reminders. It also helps to have rituals that they can count on. Let them pick their clothes out the night before. Maybe you play the same song every morning, or use a certain essential oil, or eat the same breakfast on school days. These anchors can help their system orient and settle. And after school, they're often done. Like socially, emotionally, sensory-wise, just done. So instead of expecting conversations or chores to be done or a full debrief, offer a safe place for them to land. A snack, a show, a quiet room, their weighted blanket. Let them decompress. Most importantly, speak to the hard with kindness. You can say things like, "Transitions are hard for me too. We're learning how to do this together." Or, "Your brain is working really hard right now. I'm here to help." Or maybe, "You don't have to be perfect to be supported." And listen, if you find yourself melting down too, that makes sense. That's co-regulation. Your body is responding to their stress. Their chaos stirs up your own. And it's not because you're doing it wrong. It's because you're in it with them. You're not a bad parent because you feel overwhelmed. You are a human doing your best with a child who needs more than what we were ever taught to give. And the fact that you're even thinking about this, trying, learning, showing up with curiosity and compassion, that is the repair. You're already doing it. Let's talk about what it looks like to reparent yourself during transitions, because no matter how aware we are, transitions still bring up our deepest programming. These are the moments when the younger versions of us, the ones who were misunderstood, silenced, or left to cope alone, start running the show again. When we're in transition, like starting a new job, moving homes, ending a relationship, or even shifting into back to school season as a parent, our nervous system is scanning for safety. And often it doesn't find it in the present, so it pulls from the past. This is where reparenting becomes so powerful. Reparenting is the active process of meeting your own needs with care, validation, and regulation you may not have received consistently as a child. And here's where science backs this up. Our brains are literally capable of being rewired. Through neuroplasticity, we know that when we introduce new, consistent inputs like validating self-talk, nervous system regulation tools, or therapeutic modalities like EMDR, we can reduce the intensity of trauma responses and create new, safer internal narratives. EMDR, which is eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, for example, helps desensitize and reprocess traumatic memories by allowing the brain to file them correctly with a felt sense of safety. It's not about erasing the past. It's about giving your nervous system a new option. This isn't happening anymore, and I'm safe now. Positive self-talk works in a similar way. It's not toxic positivity, it's intentional neural rerouting. Each time you say, "I'm allowed to feel scared and still move forward," or "It makes sense that this feels hard. This is new for us." You are strengthening a new pathway in your brain that doesn't rely on shame, shutdown, or self-abandonment. And that's the real heart of reparenting, showing up for yourself in the exact way You wish someone had shown up for you. Not just once, but over and over and over again until your inner child learns that they are safe with you, until your nervous system believes you when you say, "I've got you." So during transitions, instead of defaulting to survival patterns, we get to slow down and ask, what do I need right now? What part of me is feeling activated? What would feeling loving, supportive, or kindness in this moment feel like? It won't be easy, but it will be transformative. So here we are at the end of this episode about transitions and how they can feel like a mountain when your nervous system is on high alert. I want you to take a moment and really feel this. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are not broken. You are healing. And every time you notice how your body reacts to change, every time you choose compassion over criticism, and every time you say, "I've got you," to yourself or your kid, you are moving forward. And that progress, it doesn't have to look perfect or linear. It doesn't have to be fast. It just has to be real. Change isn't a test of your strength. It's a process of becoming more deeply aligned with what you truly need. So as you step into your next transition, whether that's back to school, a new job, or simply the next moment, carry this with you. It's okay to move at your own pace. It's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to show up messy and imperfect. You are doing the brave work of healing in a world that often expects us to just get over it. But you're not getting over anything. You're getting through it with grace, with grit, and with heart. Thank you so much for being here today, for showing up, for holding space for yourself and your family. If this episode felt like a lifeline or a breath of fresh air, please share it with someone who might need it too. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode. Until next time, be gentle with yourself. You've got this. Ta-ta!